everyone. I'm afraid I don't have a lot to report this week. It was a week that felt about a month long, and honestly, January has felt about a year long. Today is February 1st, and I'm glad January is over. Last week we started the week with a snowstorm, and we by Monday morning had 20 inches of snow. And it continued to snow throughout the day, off and on Monday, and we probably got another 4 to 5 inches on top of that. On Sunday evening, we also started to try to clear. I can't remember if it was Sunday evening or Monday morning, to be honest, but my husband started to try to clear the snow, and of course, that was the day that the snowblower decided to die. I don't know if you can see what's going on here, but every time I do this, I'm sitting next to the bed so that I can be in front of the dollhouse, and this little pest of a dog is trying to climb on me. Okay, can you just please go lie down? Lie down. Be a good girl. So we live in Western Massachusetts, and snow is not unheard of here. This much snow is a bit unusual for us. I remember getting snow like this as a kid, and maybe it didn't happen as often as I remember, because you know how things are when you're a kid. You remember things funny, but it was a lot of snow for us, and it actually did close most schools for 2 days, which that's unusual. We do have snow days, usually 2 to 3 a year, I would say, when they're just, you know, roads are too icy or something like that. But to have 2 days in a row of snow days is a little bit unusual for us. So yeah, so it was a lot of snow. We were fortunate because it was a really lightweight snow. Even though there was a ton of it, it didn't knock out power lines, and most people, as far as I know, nobody around here lost power. I didn't hear of any power outages here. And I know that in other parts of the country, it was bad. My parents live in a suburb of Dallas. They have about 3 inches of ice outside their house that's taking a long time to go away. They did not lose power. A friend of mine who lives in North Carolina had about 4 inches of ice and had to hire some people with sledgehammers to come clear the walkway so she could get out. And she fortunately did not lose power, but I believe a lot of people in that area did. So, you know, all of this could have been a lot worse. And then the rest of the week we were dealing with, my daughter was sick, and her car died and wouldn't, it was the battery, but it wouldn't jump, and we were trying to get AAA. AAA was overwhelmed, so it was just, you know, my husband was really stressed about stuff to do with work in the town. He's in town government, so it was just, you know, it just felt like a relentless, miserable week. I will say, however, that there have been a few good things in the month of January. So pretty much all of my immediate family members did get some kind of good news somewhere along the way, or have some good experience or something like that to kind of perk up everybody's spirits. So even though it's been a long and stressful month, it wasn't completely 100% awful. So anyway, I won't bore you with any more details about all of that. As far as dollhouse things, I have not made any more progress on this bed, but I did buy some foam to make the mattress with. I thought I had some, but I didn't have any that was the right thickness, so I did order a couple of sheets of foam that I can cut mattresses out of, and that will be a good thing to have on hand anyway. Because I just felt so fried about most of the time when I could snatch 10 minutes to do dollhouse things, or even a half an hour, I came in here and worked on the Peacock because I just didn't have the bandwidth for anything else. So, so I did make some more progress on the stripes up here, and then I did fill in quite a bit more of the cream here. You probably can't really tell, but I am making some progress on that. That kit I purchased at last year's Tom Bishop show in Chicago, which is in April. And I'm going back to that show this year, so I think it would be nice if I had this finished before I went back. I mean, to have it not finished a year later. On the other hand, there are a few other kits I bought for the show from that show last year that I haven't even started yet. So, you know, yeah, we'll get to it. Maybe I won't buy so many kits this year since I still have so many left from last year to do. And then I did get a few minutes of work on this dressing table that I'm trying to do for Sophie's room. So I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. I did have some designs sketched out, but I always think I have my measurements right, and then I realize I'm off a millimeter somewhere, or I didn't account for some overlap somewhere. So I think that will just, in time I'll get more experienced with that and probably be able to do it better. I did order these little frames. I don't have two of the same size, but I think either size will work to put a mirror on the dressing table. I think both of them will be okay. And then this is the seat, which will be upholstered. I still have to put the legs on that. And I have to make the drawers for this. And I'm making 2 of these, so it is taking a little extra time. My hope is that it comes out good enough that I can list one in my shop and then put one in the dollhouse. So that's it. That was all I managed to get done this week. There's a few extra things going on next week, but hopefully not so many that I can't get a little bit more time in my workshop and get a little bit more done. So I hope your week was okay. I hope you have power. I hope you're not buried in ice, and I hope that you get some good dollhouse therapy if that's your thing, and I will talk to you next week. Take care. Bye.